All right, welcome back. Today we're going to go over a quick comparison conditional formatting process. So a lot of times at work, you may have a contract, a list of contracts where you have, it tracks the amount of time that's elapsed versus the amount of money that's spent. And in order to give us a visual cue of the difference between the two, of the time elapsed versus the money spent, to make sure that we're not exceeding a certain quota, the easiest way would be to just create a new column and do a difference between the two, do a comparison difference between the two columns. So in this case, we want to look at the money spent and the time used, and we want to look at the difference between them. So if, put in the formula, if we take the absolute value of this cell subtracted by the time percentage elapsed cell, it'll give us a quick rundown of the overall outlook. And what we could do from here is just take this column and do a conditional formatting and do a color scale, a gradient scale, and it'll kind of automatically show us, the rows with the biggest difference between the two characteristics we're looking at. So this is a quick way to do it. It's quick and dirty, and so that's one method. However, if you want to kind of build it into the spreadsheet without altering it, we're going to go and hide that column. One thing you could do is just focus on one column. It's best because they're focused on two different attributes, and you got to do a comparison between two columns. Another method of doing it is to, let's say we're going to focus on the money spent, and we're going to go into conditional formatting. We're going to create a new rule. In the rules, we're going to use a formula to determine the format. And here we're going to do, again, we're going to do an absolute value of columns G, so $G, starting at number 2, subtract $, the comparison value is in column K, K2, and if it is less than, let's say, 10%, 0.1, then we're going to make it green. We're going to fill the cell with a greenish hue, indicating that everything's okay. All right, so this step is a little more tedious, but I think it'll be worth your while when we're done. All right, so we're going to have a new rule. We're going to add, we're going to duplicate this rule. We're going to move it down in the priorities. Now we're going to amp it up a little bit. We're going to do a between. If the value, so to do a between, you start with an and. If it is between, let's say if it's greater than or equal to 10%, and the difference, the upper bound is greater than 10% and less than 20%. Oh shoot. Less than 0.2. Then we want to make it yellow. Apply. So it kind of shows you we have 3 contracts or 3 line items that meets this criteria. Then that covers everything under 20%. So take this, we're going to duplicate it. Now, if the difference between the two is, let's say, between, all right, if it is greater than 20%, then it's going to trigger, we're going to mark the cell red to give us indication that we need to pay attention to it. So there. That's in a nutshell how you can do a quick visual cue through the conditional formatting process. I hope this helps you. Good luck.